Welcome back to Superstarglam. So today I wanted to try on some new products that I have collected along the way. And I definitely wanted to play with some of my new palettes that I have gotten. And in this case, in the look that I'm wearing, I'm using the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. And I really like how it turned out. So if you'd like to see my first impression on all the products that I am trying out today and how I got this look, then just keep watching. The foundation I'm going to use is the new one from Wet n Wild, the Photo Focus foundation in the shade Desert Beige, and it says that there's no photo flashback. So that's what it's stating, that there is no flashback with this foundation. It comes with this little like spatula as an applicator. And we'll see if this is my shade. So I'm going to apply one side using the flat brush Kabuki F80 from Sigma, and then the other side I'm going to apply it with a beauty blender, and then I'll see which results I like the best. It has decent coverage, but I went ahead and applied a little bit more foundation. You can still see my scars peeking through, which I don't mind, but it's definitely not full coverage, at least with the beauty blender. So now I'm going to try it on this side with the brush. Okay, so it definitely gives me more coverage with the brush, but I liked either way, either application. I would just use less product using the brush. So I'm just going to balance it out and finish just adding a little bit more coverage where I feel I need it. So far, it's a nice foundation. It's definitely lightweight. The only thing I am not a fan of is the scent that it has. It has a weird scent, like a chemical scent. So I do have a new concealer to try out as well. This is from Milani, and it's the Retouch Plus Erase Concealer, and it has like a little cushion tip, kind of like the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer, only smaller. This is what it looks like, and I got it in the shade 03 Medium Light. Okay, so let's try this. The sponge is firm enough to spread the product, but also soft enough for the under eye. Okay, so it's a nice concealer, lightweight, not too thick, but it's creasing on me, and I just applied it. It's literally falling into the cracks of the lines that I have right underneath my eyes. You can tell they're just falling right there, and they're emphasizing my pores, which that never happens. So right here where I put it, it's literally emphasizing my pores. Yeah, I don't like this concealer. I'm going to try this other one, which is more of a highlighting concealer pen. I don't know if it's new, but it says it's new from Wet n Wild. And it's in the shade Posing Nude. So this concealer actually fixed it just a tiny bit. I also didn't want to put so much so I wouldn't have cakey under eye. Now I'm going to set that. And I'm just using the RCMA colorless powder. I don't have any other new face products or eyebrows, so I'm going to do that off camera and then I'll be back. So I did my brows and I contour my face. I haven't yet set with powder. I wanted to try these new brushes, well, new to me, the Wet n Wild brushes. And this one's like a foundation stick, and I'm going to use this to apply the Soleil Tan de Chanel bronzer. And I'm going to use the powder brush to lightly set the entire face with the BH Studio Pro powder. I'm going to take the dual fiber brush from Wet n Wild and the Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette. And I'm going to take the two lighter shades and just dust away the powder. I don't have a new primer, so I'm going to just set the MAC Painterly Paint Pot that I applied to my lids. I have two palettes today, and I don't know which one I want to play with. I have the Too Faced Peach Sweet Peach palette and the Too Faced and Kat Von D dual palette. I'm gonna go with this one because this one I had been waiting for, seems like forever, to get my hands on this one, so I'm gonna play with this one. I'm taking this brush, which is a flat shader brush, and I'm gonna apply white peach and peaches and cream to my brow bone. And then I'm bringing it to my lid. Now I'm going to take the fluffy brush. I'm going to apply Georgia and Puree to my crease. These brushes are super soft. They don't scratch my eye at all. I'm going to use this Morphe M139, which is a pointed crease brush, and it's a lot smaller and a little more defined. I'm going to take Charmed, I'm Sure, this like brownish color. So far, these shadows blend really good and have really good pigmentation. It's basically a traditional chocolate bar, but just peach scented, which is one of my favorite fruits. So it's a delight. I'm gonna go back with that fluffy brush and just blend that out. Now I also picked up this new item from e.l.f. It's from, I guess, their Aqua Beauty line. It's the Molted Liquid Eyeshadow in Rose Gold. So it looks like this. And so I'm going to apply this to my lid so that I can use, I don't know, maybe like just peachy, which is like a pinky peachy shade, and apply it over it. And I think that will make it even more vibrant. And then I'm going to take this flat shader brush and blend this out. Now using the same brush, but on the other side, I'm going to apply that shade Just Peachy. Such a pretty color. Can you see it? Okay, I'm going to go back with Charmed, I'm Sure. And I'm going to take this Morphe 560, which is like a pencil brush. I'm just going to define the outer corner. Now I'm going to take the fluffy brush that I used and use Summer Yum to warm it up just a tiny bit. Now taking that same pencil brush, I'm going to take the shade Tempting, which is like a really dark black brown with a little bit of glitter in it. And I'm just going to use that again in the outer corner just to deepen that up again, just a tad bit. I'm also going to bring that to the lower lash line. Now taking the fluffy brush with no more product, I'm just going to blend that out. And I'm going to take that smaller definer brush, the Morphe M139, and I'm going to bring that same warmth color, the Summer Yum, down to my lash line. So basically the same thing I did on the top, I'm going to do on the bottom. I'm going to bring just peachy to the bottom inner corner. I'm going to take Bellini and Luscious. This is Luscious and this is Bellini. And I'm going to pop that in the inner corner. Oh, and I'm going to mix Nectar to brighten that up. I'm going to take this tattoo liner from Kat Von D in Mad Max Brown. I'm going to use this to do a wing liner. Now for mascara, I'm going to try this Revlon Ultra Volume. Let's see how I like it. It has a thick brush. It's okay. Right now the formula is a little too wet, but I don't see much volume so far. I'm going to apply the Ardell Wispies, the Studio Effects, and then I'll be back and finish up the rest of my face. I'm going to go back into the Kat Von D Shade in Light. Then I'm going to take this angled brush from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to contour my face. That's a pretty color. I'm going to lighten it up just a tad bit. I added some of that blush right in the middle and the highlight as well, just so that it ties with the rest of the look. I'm going to use the makeup setting spray from L'Oreal. And I'm going to do something with this hair, and I will be right back. So for the first impression on the foundation, I found it to be pretty good, pretty decent. It has decent coverage, although I'd probably have to use it with a different primer because I do see a lot of texture on my skin, which is not looking the best, but yeah, I probably use it with a different primer. As far as the concealer, the first concealer, Milani's concealer, I did not like it. I feel like it emphasized my pores, which I normally don't have a problem with. Like, I don't have a problem with certain products that I tend to use don't really emphasize my pores, and I don't have them that big, so for it to actually emphasize them was pretty bad. It also creased on me right away. The second concealer, which was the Wet n Wild highlighting concealer, was actually pretty good, pretty decent. I think I will continue to use that. The e.l.f. Molten Liquid Eyeshadow I thought was really, really good. I mean, it wasn't like the most metallic and highly pigmented, but it had a very decent coverage to it, a decent metallic tint to it, which I think is perfect for layering. I also got this one in the shade Liquid Gold, so I can't wait to try that. I think the Liquid Gold would be a good one to add to the corner of your eyes for the highlight, and then add a highlighter over that. Now, I'm not very good at giving my opinion about a mascara because I don't like first impression mascara reviews. I feel that initial application is usually not the truest opinion because the formula can change and can make it better or worse. So far, with this mascara. I mean, it was good in order just to coat my lashes, but not to wear on its own because I definitely like dramatic lashes. My own lashes, I like them to be dramatic. I like them to have length, and I like them to have volume. So this one just gave me maybe length, but my lashes started clumping together. Again, the formula is very wet, so it could just mean that it needs time for it to set. Also, I only went in with one coat, so I have not applied more than one, and maybe that also changes as well. These two items were really, really awesome. They're really good. I'm definitely not disappointed in this palette at all. I think it was totally worth the wait, for me at least. It smells divine, and the colors are honestly right up my alley, and it could be an everyday palette. The blush was also really good. The only thing I have to say is that wearing the blush and the highlight at the same time can be a little bit too much, especially if you're not into the glittery texture of a formula. The highlight and the blush together leave like a speck of really fine glitter, but it's all over my cheeks. So I think next time I would either just use the blush and no highlight, or the highlight and a matte blush. But either way, they're so beautiful. I think that the sheen in this blush is really, really beautiful. So that was really nice, and of course it smells delicious too. I was definitely super surprised of how well these brushes performed. The eye brushes were really, really good, and I think my favorite out of the face brushes was the dual fiber and the small angled contour brush. The ones that I didn't use this time was the fan brush and the bigger dual fiber, but I'm definitely going to be reaching out for those a lot more. And then the last item is on my lips, and it's the Kat Von D Sanctuary. I believe it will be coming back in a few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. But it's one of their newest nude shades that she is bringing out. And I actually really loved this color. And that was everything that I used brand new today. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye!